Good morning, beloveds. So yesterday well, at this point I'm not sure, but I'm going to start off with a prayer request again today. I know that we were all concerned about Louisiana and Mississippi for Ida. Well, Ida made it all the way up to New York and New Jersey and caused a lot of chaos up there. And I have family up in the New Jersey, New York area. So prayer request for Ida and the continued chaos that she's brought to New York and New Jersey. So, yeah, that's what's going on. My husband hasn't checked in on the family yet. It's his family. So I'm sure we would have heard something by now. And then, so that family. All right, it is September 2nd. Our title is I Live Fully Today. The Bible quote is, "Behold, the kingdom of God is within you," and that is Luke 17:21. The wisest man who ever lived said, "There is a truth which can set you free from fear, want, and unhappiness, and finally death itself." He said that this truth is already within you. Suppose you accept this spiritual wisdom, since the one who gave it was able to prove his claims. Don't you think that this great and glorious person was telling you that the kingdom of your good is here today? Now, this means the evil, no matter what face it wears, or what form it takes, or how many people believe it, is never a thing in and itself. Jesus did not say that evil has no reality as an experience. He did say that you should not judge according to appearances. He said that you are to live as though the kingdom were already yours. No matter what the negations of yesterday may have been, your affirmations of today may rise triumphant over them. Cease weeping over mistakes of yesterday, and steadfastly beholding the face of the great and divine reality. Walk in that light wherein there is no darkness. Say, I know that every negative condition of the past is swept aside. I refuse to see it or think about it. Yesterday is no longer here. Tomorrow has not yet arrived. Today is God's day. God's day is my day. Today, bright with hope and filled with promise, is mine. I am alive, awake, and aware today. Because the truth is, all we have is today. We can prepare for tomorrow, and we can make adjustments based on what we've learned from yesterday. But really, honestly, regrets really don't do us any good. They don't do us any good. And I don't even know what I was watching, but they were oh no, there's a poet that I follow on Instagram, and her name has just popped right out of my head. But a quote that really meant something to her, and it means something to me as well, as an overthinker, somebody with anxiety, that worrying about the future doesn't do anything for the future, but it does steal the life out of the present. So that's all we have is now. All we have is this moment. And these moments keep happening. So why not live them? Why not follow the advice that we just got from, a master teacher? A master teacher. Jesus was a master teacher because he accepted who he was. And he accepted where his power came from. So with the title of I Live Fully Today, and this is from Luke 17:21, "Behold, the kingdom of God is within you." The wisest man who ever lived said there is a truth which can set you free from fear, want, unhappiness, and finally death itself. The wisest man who ever lived. I know Ernest is talking about Jesus. Because, yeah, that's who he reserves that title for. The master teacher. He said that this truth is already within you. Suppose you accept this spiritual wisdom, since the one who gave it was able to prove his claims. If you go back and read the Bible stories, Jesus proved his claims. And he's not the only one. If you go and read sacred literature from around the world, you know, he's not the only one. He just happens to be the most famous, and he's the one we're the most familiar with. There is a tradition in Buddhism where they talk about the bardos, and there are 6 of them, and the 4th bardo is like that, and that is the moment of, that's death, because I think the 3rd bardo is life, and so, and it's a blink and you miss it, and if you miss the 4th bardo, then you're on the train again. You're gonna that's where the idea that it is their explanation of reincarnation. But the cool thing about the 5th bardo is if you get off the train at the 4th bardo and you make it into the 5th, then that's the 5th bardo is where you can come back. But you don't have to stay. You can physically manifest yourself in the material world for the purpose of teaching. And so that is one of the explanations of how Jesus did what he did. He came back for 40 days because you don't come back and stay. You come back for a short period of time. And he's not the only teacher that did that. Buddha has done it a number of times. So, and then the 6th bardo is nirvana or heaven. So he can prove his claims. Don't you think that this great and glorious person was telling you that the kingdom of your good is here today? And the second paragraph is like, wait, what? Now this means that evil, no matter what face it wears, or what form it takes, or how many people believe in it, is never a thing in and of itself. So, evil. And right there, they're saying, yes, evil wears a face, many faces, and evil comes in many forms, and we're not saying that it doesn't have a reality of experience, but it's not a thing in and of itself. As we have said, it is a misuse of the law. It is the same law that we all use to get everything done. It is a misuse of that law. He did say that you should not judge according to appearances. Oh, yeah, Jesus did not say that evil has no reality and experience. He did say that you should not judge by appearances. He said that you are to live as though the kingdom were already yours, which is why we treat in the present tense. We treat present as if it is already happened. Because the truth is, the idea already exists. It may take a little bit of time to manifest in the material world, but the idea already exists. So it already exists. So we treat in the present time, in the present tense. It already exists. Your good already exists. No matter what the negations of yesterday may have been, your affirmation of today may rise triumphant over them. So that's what I'm saying. Regret doesn't do you any good. Regret can steal the joy out of yesterday, and anxiety steals the joy out of tomorrow. And today. Frankly, and today. I mean, I know, I speak from experience. So, cease weeping over mistakes of yesterday and steadfastly beholding the great and divine reality. Walk into the light wherein there is no darkness. And here's the affirmation. Say, I know that every negative condition of the past is swept aside. I refuse to see it or to think about it. Yesterday is no longer here. Tomorrow has not yet arrived. Today is God's day. God's day is my day. Today, bright with hope and filled with promise, is mine. I am alive, awake, and aware today. And that is how you get out into the world and get, I was about to say get things done, but I'm going to say get yourself taken care of. Take care of yourself. That is how you do it. By being alive, awake, and aware, and beholding the face of the divine reality, of knowing who you are, knowing that you are a beloved child of God, in whom God is well pleased, always and forever. That is our state of grace. Grace can't be earned. Grace can only be given. We can give grace to each other. And God always gives grace to us. Always. So our mission today, should we choose to accept it? Oh. Well, there's a pretty clear one in there. Our mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to cease weeping over the mistakes of yesterday and steadfastly beholding the face of the great and divine reality. The mission is to walk into the light. To walk into the light. To know who you are. To know that you are made of love, by love, for love. That is who you are. You are not required to be anything more than the authentic, beloved child of God that you are. That's it. That's it. All right. So let's let those regrets go. Let's let those anxieties go. I know that is easier said than done. Because letting anxieties go is a process, especially when your brain is a little crazy. But there are things that you can do. You can have a conversation with your doctor. You can talk to people who manage their lifestyles. I'm an advocate of, if you suffer from anxiety and depression, taking the medication. Big believer. Life should be worth living. And if it's not, what do we need to do about that? And sometimes it's as simple as diet and exercise, and sometimes it's go have a conversation with a doctor. So, all right. As I always do, I'm going to encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. And that is about making sure that life is worth living. That loving, kind compassion that you practice on yourself is truly about making sure that life is worth living. Because if your life is not worth living, then there are things that can be done. There are things that can be done. Like I said, sometimes it's as simple as a diet and lifestyle change, diet and exercise. Sometimes it's go talk to the doctor. They want to help. So, whatever that looks like to you, please, if in your loving, kind, and compassionate, have a good thought for all of the people across the country that have been affected by Ida. From Louisiana, because it is going to be hot and there is no power, up to New York and New Jersey, where they're not prepared for that kind of weather. Please do something to engage your mind and your body today. That is one of the ways about living in the moment. And get that face full of sun. Reset those Krebs cycles, those circadian rhythms. Set your day off right. Live today. Live today. Drink plenty of water. Drink plenty of water. And open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven now. Right here, right now. It is all around you. It merely awaits your awareness to see it. All right, beloveds. I'm going to move into the process of my day. I'm going to remind you that it is Thursday. And I know that there's a prayer circle. I believe it starts around 7 with practitioners John and Marissa. So if you're interested in that. And I believe there's a book study starting. One of our other practitioners, Practitioner Sarah, has started up a book study where they will be working from the book that Jesse is using his Sunday inspirations from. So that's Emma Curtis Hopkins' High Mysticism. I'm trying to figure out if I've got that book. I'll have to go look. And I don't know what time that is, though. So please email info@creativelife.org for those two events tonight. That book study may start next week. I'm not sure. So that's what I know is going on. So, like I said, check the email. And Reverend David should be on Facebook Live around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back around 9 a.m. tomorrow, as usual. And yeah, catch us on all the social medias. The Creative Life Spiritual Center, Facebook and YouTube, and Creative Life Spark is the Instagram. And then if you want to follow me, where these are, that's the Running Rev Ryan YouTube. And I also have an Instagram and a Facebook page. All right, beloveds. Do what you need to do to make it a wonderful day, a fantastic day, an amazing day, a great day, a good day. If that is too much pressure, simply have a day. Simply have a day. You are a beloved child of God. Know that you are loved. Until next time.